It is dawn in a small studio in Xi'an. A bowl of ink sits on a wooden table, its surface still trembling from the grinding stone. A calligrapher dips a wolf-hair brush into the black pool and pauses. In the silence before the first stroke, 1,000 years of tradition wait to move through his wrist. This is the art of cursive script, known in Chinese as Caoshu. Its name means grass writing, for its strokes bend and lean like wild grass in the wind. Unlike the careful, upright forms of standard script, cursive flows in unbroken motion. Once the brush descends, it cannot stop. The roots of cursive reach back to the Han Dynasty, more than 2,000 years ago. Clerks of the imperial bureaucracy needed a faster hand to keep pace with the affairs of empire. They began to abbreviate the angular strokes of clerical script, linking one character to the next. From this practical shortcut, an art form was born. By the 2nd century, a scholar named Zhang Xu had elevated cursive into a discipline of devotion. He is remembered as the sage of cursive script. Legend says he practiced beside a pond until its waters ran black with ink. His pupils washed their brushes there for years, until the pond itself became a metaphor for endless study. Cursive divides into two great branches. The first is Zhang Xu, the early clerical cursive, still tethered to the square forms of older script. The second is Jing Xu, the modern cursive, which loosens those bonds and lets the brush dance. A third, wildest form would come later, breaking even these rules into pure expression. In the 4th century, the calligrapher Wang Zizhai transformed the art forever. Born in 303, he served as a minor official in the Eastern Jin court. Yet his true sovereignty lay in ink. His preface to the Orchid Pavilion Gathering, brushed in a single inspired afternoon, became the most revered piece of calligraphy in Chinese history. Wang Zizhai worked in a flowing semi-cursive, balanced between order and abandon. Emperors hunted his originals as if they were holy relics. The Tang Emperor Taizong, who reigned in the 7th century, ordered every authentic Wang scroll to be brought to the palace. He is said to have taken the Orchid Pavilion preface with him to his tomb. From Wang Zizhai descended generations of masters. His son Wang Xianji pushed the cursive further, dissolving boundaries between characters. Father and son were known together as the two Wangs. Their style set the standard against which every later calligrapher would be measured. Then came the Tang Dynasty, and with it, a revolution. In the 8th century, two monks of unruly genius emerged from the wine shops and monasteries of the empire. Their names were Zhang Xu and Caoshu. Together they invented Quangcao, the wild cursive, a script that abandoned legibility for raw, dancing energy. Zhang Xu was called the mad sage of cursive. He is said to have written only after drinking heavily, sometimes dipping his own hair into the ink as a brush. The poet Du Fu praised him as one of the 8 immortals of the wine cup. His strokes leapt across the page like lightning splitting a storm cloud. Caoshu, a Buddhist monk born around 737, was too poor to afford paper. He planted 10,000 banana trees near his hut and practiced on their broad leaves. When the leaves ran out, he wrote on lacquered boards, wearing them smooth. His autobiographical essay of 777 remains one of the supreme monuments of wild cursive. To master cursive, a calligrapher must first master everything that came before. The standard script teaches structure. The running script teaches flow. Only then can the hand be trusted with the freedom of cursive. The brush moves faster than thought, yet every gesture must remain rooted in centuries of form. The tools themselves are ancient. The brush is shaped from the hair of wolf, goat, or rabbit, bound to a bamboo shaft. The ink is ground from a stick of pine soot and animal glue, mixed with water on a slate stone. The paper is xuan, made from the bark of the blue sandalwood tree. Together they are known as the 4 treasures of the study. What distinguishes cursive from mere haste is rhythm. The brush rises and falls in measured breath. A stroke may thicken into a heavy plunge, then thin into a thread of silk. Empty space carries as much meaning as ink. The calligrapher composes not only characters, but silences between them. In the Song dynasty, cursive deepened into a vehicle of personal expression. Masters such as Huang Tingjian, born in 1045, brought a new architectural grandeur to the form. His long, swinging strokes reached outward like the limbs of an ancient pine. For him, calligraphy was a portrait of the writer's character, more honest than any face. Through the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties, cursive endured as the highest test of the literati. Scholars gathered to unroll scrolls in candlelight, judging not only the words but the movement that produced them. A single page could reveal a man's discipline, his temperament, his hidden fire. To read calligraphy was to read a soul. The 20th century brought upheaval. War, revolution, and the simplification of Chinese characters threatened the old practices. Yet calligraphy survived, carried by teachers in small studios and by artists in exile. Masters such as Yu Yoren, who died in 1964, devoted their lives to preserving and standardizing the cursive script for a new age. Today, in cities from Beijing to Kyoto to San Francisco, students still grind ink before dawn. They copy the strokes of Wang Zizhai, Huesu, and Huang Tingjian, sometimes for decades before daring an original work. The path is slow. There are no shortcuts on the road of grass writing. To watch a master at work is to witness a paradox. The body is still, the mind is empty, yet the brush erupts in motion that cannot be reversed. Every error remains. Every hesitation is recorded. The page becomes a seismograph of a single breath, a single afternoon, a single life. The calligrapher in Xian lowers his brush at last. The character has taken shape, a single, leaping stroke, dark and alive. He sets the brush aside and studies the silence he has left behind. Outside, the morning grows bright. Inside, the grass writing keeps moving, as it has for 2,000 years, in the brush that cannot stop.